Here we are. Here's the Versys 1000S. So what I'm going to be doing tonight is just checking out the Rideology app. Yeah, so we'll try out the Rideology app, the Kawasaki Rideology app, which is a free app you can download. And there's a few bikes on that list, like Ninjas, the Versys, and the H2s, that sort of bike. You can pair with the app. So the Rideology app, it measures your RPMs, the gear you're in, the speed you're doing, the economy, your fuel economy, like the kilometers per litre, your range left, all that type of thing. It's measuring that all the time with your lean angle as well. So what the Rideology app does, it actually records your whole trip and puts it on a map. It also keeps a log of your bike data, so you know how many kilometers you've done, what your trip meter is, how much fuel you've actually got left, and that type of thing. So yeah, it measures all of that. So if you hang around till the end of the video, I will put a bit of that up. So like I'll bring up the map and I'll show you how that looks, and I'll show you the data that it brings up. And it actually even does like an animation, so all that data, you can bring that up as an animation. There's like a graphic bloke sitting on an H2, they give you an H2, and basically he's doing all the lean angles and the directions and everything that you've done. So it's kind of cool. So we'll have a look at that. So yeah, if you like this video, please give us a like and a subscribe. I haven't done a review on this bike yet. I've done nearly 3,000 kilometers on it. Now that I have my audio issues sorted, I will be doing a proper review on this, like the pros and cons, and what I really think of it in the real world for everyday riding. I commute and I do a few trips around the place, so I'll get on with this ride now, and I'll just fire up the bike. Basically the app has to pair with the bike, or your phone has to pair with the bike. Righto, so we have the Rideology app up there. So when that opens up, we haven't got a blue light here yet, so when this pairs with the bike, it takes a while to load up because it's basically all on the cloud, so it does take a while. There's a few, I don't know if you can make this out at all at night with the cameras, but I'll show you later anyway. These are the trips I've already done. Right, so we've got a green light up here, so that was red before, now it's green, and we've got a blue USB on the screen, so they're paired. So I just filled up with fuel last night, so I've got a full tank. So actually, if I just go to bike info, it would have already updated that, so it's got how many kilometers I've done, the trip meter, how many total times, how many hours and minutes I've ridden the bike. Never really looked at that before. The fuel level, so it's paired with that. So here's my lean angles, so far 39 degrees left and right, and yeah, righto. So now to start a trip log, so we just hit the green button, and we just hit the green button in the middle. Kind of looks pretty cool. So obviously the black and the green, Kawasaki, looks pretty good. Alright, so we'll just go for a bit of a ride around town, down the Esplanade, have a bit of a look. It's a Saturday night here. Any time to be out on the bike is a good time. Even when that phone switches itself off later, it will still be recording in the background. There is a message. As soon as you stop, that message disappears. That's interesting, but as soon as you start riding, let's see. Now there's a message coming up again. So when you stop, the message disappears and it says the app cannot be used while the vehicle is in motion. I wonder why they don't put that up when you actually stop so you can read it. But it's in small print as well, so that's kind of a bit strange. I'll just put the visor down a bit. Hopefully the audio comes out okay. Yeah, so basically the message is telling you when you're moving that you cannot use the app. But when you stop, the message disappears. So you've sort of got to concentrate reading it while you're riding, which is a bit strange, but anyway. There's a bit of wind buffeting. Right, the water is just there, so the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, is just to the left there. So once you get rolling, it's beautiful. 21 degrees and the breeze, just perfect. So this is our autumn, and we're moving into our winter because we're in the southern hemisphere. And so because of where we are on the map, to me autumn and winter are the best months to ride, and probably early spring. It does get very warm in summertime, very humid, but we do get some nice cooler times in summer as well. Anyway, I'll just put this visor down just in case I'm getting a bit of buffeting. I'm not too sure how this new microphone system is going to work. I think it's going to be pretty good. If you're watching this video, that means the audio has worked out pretty well, because man, hasn't that been a bit of a mission sorting that out. So this suburb here is Torquay, and this is actually where I live, in Torquay. So I've already passed where I live, so I'm just heading down. I'll show you down at Urangan, which is the other end of Hervey Bay. It's pretty busy. So this is Urangan. So that's the Urangan Pier out there. So there's lights going out. That's an actual fairly big pier that we have here. It used to be longer. It used to be a lot longer. Used to have an extra section out on the end when the fuel tankers used to come in. And we used to deliver fuel by ship, and about 40 years ago I think it was, they took that away. But yeah, but it's still quite a long pier. Where will we go? Oh, we'll just follow this car around here. A little bit of trail breaking into the corner. Might head on down to the boat harbour and see what we can see down there. Hopefully this Rideology app is Still recording in the background, I'm sure it is. It's pretty good technology. The connection between the bike and the phone seems to be quite stable. Now, where am I going here? Oh yes. So this road takes you down to the harbour. So Hervey Bay is also the whale watching capital of Australia. And so during the whale season, which is coming up very shortly, yeah, so there's lots of whale watching boats here. Lots of tourists come to go out and look at the humpback whales when they come up from the south, and they sort of congregate in a place called Platypus Bay. So this is the boat club down here on the left, one way. There you go, check that out. Looks quite good. Very pretty. Quite a few people living in their boats. Righto, so I'm just sort of heading back down to the Esplanade, and then I'll get some footage of the Rideology app for you, so you can check it all out, just see what it's all about. And okay, so I'll cross over to you shortly. Well, the blue light's still on, so that means the app is still connected. That's good. So we'll just check out this, all the recordings and the log. Okay, welcome back. So let's just get straight into the Rideology app and have a look. We just got to load up. Just got to get onto the cloud. There we go. So it'll be the top trip. And so as you can see, we have a map up on the top, and the map we can actually use our two fingers and zoom in and zoom out. We can slew it around. If we grab this section just below the map and pull down, we can bring it up to the whole page. Here's another bit of a cool feature. You can sort of change the angle looking at it, but we'll just leave it there and we'll drag that back up. So directly underneath that is the summary of the trip. We have the name of my bike, the date, where we went, the mileage, how far we went, and the average speed. In this case it was 35 kilometers per hour, and the maximum lean angle left was 18 degrees and 20 degrees right, so not breaking any world records there. So let's get into the trip. Now what I'll show you, so if I click the 1x, there's your playback speeds, so we can go to 100 there and click play, and we'll see that little green dot moving along very quickly. I'll just pause that. Actually, I'll take us up to where I want to see, which is there. Go back to 1x. Right, so if I bring up the graph, so this little white line here, this is, we can just move the green dot, our location, wherever we want it. So I'll just zoom in. There's not much, obviously there's no twisties or fast action in this particular trip. So I will just play that along till we get near that corner there. Right, so I'll just stop it there. Now with the graph, so the R score is the score that Kawasaki gives you for excitement basically. So the quicker you're doing, the more lean angles you're doing, it sort of gives you a better score. Basically trying to encourage you to break the law by the looks of it. But anyway, yeah, so what we'll do, we'll choose speed. We'll choose all of them except for the R score. So we go gear, mileage, RPM, throttle, water temperature, acceleration. So we'll just quickly go over those. So obviously your speed, you know what that is, your gear, your mileage, so that's your kilometers per litre, and I'm sure there'll be an imperial setting in there for gallons or miles per gallon. In my case it's metric, so RPM is 2,313, so yeah, throttle 3%, so that's your throttle position. Your water temperature at this point of the trip is 87 degrees. Acceleration 0.05 G, so it's actually measuring your G-force. It has an IMU, so that measures your lean angle and your G-force, but I see the lean angle's not actually on the actual graph, but it does measure it and record it, but it doesn't put it on the graph. So we can also spread with our two fingers, we can spread that out to have a more detailed look. And so at any point, you know, we can turn those off and on. So just at this point here, we'll just hit the play. And so as you can see, that's all the data on the graph. And so we're going to take a bit of a right hand turn here. So it's showing us at the gear, so I just went from second to third. I'm only getting, you know, I just went from 12 to 17 kilometers per litre, because obviously I was revving up and then backing off. RPMs, just got to slide that along. Throttle position there, not much, a little bit more throttle. So just turning left here and then another left. We'll see if the throttle response, what do I get up to here? No, it's a bit of a quiet area there, so look at that, only 3% throttles, so only 3% throttle position, and I'm doing the speed limit, well, 1% at the moment. So very, very small throttle inputs there, just at normal town speeds. Water temperature 90 degrees C. The G-forces obviously increase when you increase your throttle, but we're still way down. So it'd be interesting to have a look at that on a quicker trip. Right, so I'll just stop that. I'll go move that along and I'll go back to where we were a bit more. There we go, just before that corner. Whoops. Righto, so this is the animation. So there's a dude here in black riding gear on a black H2 by the look of it, and if we click the little thing here in the right hand corner, we can change the view angle, so that's pretty cool. So I'll just leave it on that side one and I will hit play. So he's just riding straight there, and now he's going to take a right hand turn. It's kind of like the camera angle change position as well. So he's riding along there, we can change, see what he looks like from the front, from the rear. Looks a bit better from there. So we're just about to come up to the left hand again, into another left hander. Here we go. So he sort of went left, and then the camera angle changed as well. And there he goes again. So we'll just pause that. Now, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. If you take a look at the graph, you know, you can use it to measure your fuel economy. So you can be doing, say, 60 kilometers an hour in, say, third gear, and you might be getting 18 kilometers per litre, but if you put it into fourth, you might get 21 kilometers per litre, and if you put it into fifth, because it's got a good torquey 4-cylinder engine, which you can do, you'll probably find you'll get like 24, 25 kilometers to the litre in fifth gear doing 60 kilometers an hour. That's usually what I get. But generally I ride in fourth at that speed, but yeah, if you put up to 50, we'll actually get a better fuel economy. So it sort of teaches you which is the best gear to be the most economical, really. And just to show you also the bike data, so it records the odometer. This is your basic info. Records your odometer, your trip meters, your total time that you've ridden the bike, your fuel range, how many kilometers you got left. That's how much fuel you got in your tank. 31 kilometers per hour average speed. So the maximum lean angle. Okay, so that's the overall average speed that I've done since I've had the bike. So that's too much town riding. I've got to get out and start doing a bit more highway riding. So yeah, the maximum lean angle at this stage is 39 degrees left and right. And there's just a bit of oil change info. What's that setting info? No, the bike's got to be... so your setting info is your riding mode, your power mode, your traction control, and you can actually adjust those on your app, and then when you log on to your bike next time, it will upload and change your riding modes for you instead of doing it on the bike. So I've set up in here a riding mode, because you've got your standard 3 modes, which is power, road, and then rain. And then your rain is actually a low power setting with number 3 traction control. So what I've done is actually set up a riding mode is full power with no traction control, because you've already got the other 3 setups covered with the normal sport. I think your sport is full powered with number 1 traction control. So with the rider mode, I've actually yeah, just switched off the traction control and got on full power. So you just basically got a standard bike, but it still has the ABS. So yeah, you can actually change these settings in here and then upload or download that to the bike. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. There's one more section over here that just shows you the power modes in there. So looks like, yeah, so my power mode is full power, no traction control. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed seeing what this app actually does. I think it's pretty cool. It doesn't really serve any real performance purpose. You can't go in and change fuel maps or anything like that, but you know, it's pretty cool. You can get in there and look at all your data as you just saw. Yeah, so anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, if you could please give me a like and a subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. I do have some more videos coming up shortly. I will be doing a review on this bike. I've had it for nearly about just under 3,000 kilometers now. So yeah, so I'll be giving it a full review. Anyway, thanks for coming along for the trip and having a bit of a look at this Rideology, and I'll get back to you next time. Thank you. no one behind me, so I'll just show you this going down. Just got auto blip. Yeah, also the gear indicator changes from white to orange as well. Actually, I should try that in the other screen. See what happens there. I'll just shift down again. So 4,500 going down.